Meanwhile, some breaking inputs just coming in where, according to reports, there's been a bit of a face-off between the Indian and the Chinese border troops near the northern bank of the Pangong Lake in Ladakh. This is what is being reported. Now, the visuals that you're, of course, looking at on your screens are from an incident that took place back in the year 2017 on the 15th of August. But there's been yet another report of a similar kind of a scuffle where the Indian and the Chinese soldiers are said to have had some kind of a face-off. Now, the confrontation came to an end after delegation-level talks between the two sides. Now, the talks also dealt with the issues of de-escalation. The scuffle comes ahead of a crucial meeting between the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. All right, so we'll get you more details as they emerge in terms of what actually played out in the scuffle between the Indian and the Chinese soldiers. But for the time being, let's shift our attention to some other stories now, where the Indian intelligence agencies are reported to have intercepted certain code words used by the Pakistani army and the terror groups to send messages to their handlers in Kashmir. Now, days after the abrogation of Article 370, both the Pakistani army and also the terror organizations have in fact been using the FM transmission stations in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to send these messages. While the code words were being used to escape the radar of the defense and the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir, in a recent development, the Pakistani army has directed the Signal Corps move the VHF radio stations near the line of control. Now, these VHF have been used to play what are known as Qawmi Taranas. Now, these Taranas are being used by the likes of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and also the Al-Badr group to communicate with their local cadre in Jammu and Kashmir. As a desperate Pakistan, of course, fails to get any kind of international support on Jammu and Kashmir, this can, of course, be seen as an ill-intentioned move by Islamabad, which has been cracked by the Indian security agencies. Meanwhile, the Sri Lankan Cricket Board has announced that it will reassess the security situation in Pakistan. Sri Lanka's forthcoming tour of Pakistan has been thrown into a bit of a doubt after Sri Lanka's government is said to have received some news of a possible terror threat on the Sri Lankan team. Now, the team was scheduled to leave for the tour in less than a span of 2 weeks. The warning highlights that the Prime Minister's office has received what is being described as reliable information on a possible terror threat on the Sri Lankan team if they were to tour Pakistan. Now, the fresh information was received on Tuesday evening by the Lankan Cricket Board, who had named their one-day international series at the T20 squads for the tour later in the afternoon. With 10 frontline players already having refused to tour Pakistan, this new perceived threat may create apprehension amongst even those players who agreed to travel. The former Pakistani pacer Shoaib Akhtar, meanwhile, has taken to Twitter and has expressed disappointment over the developments. He's asked the Sri Lankan players to cooperate as their cricket board was trying to mend relations. The cricket in Pakistan, remember, had come to a halt back in the year 2009 after the Sri Lankan team had been attacked by gunmen on the way to the ground in Lahore. Now, the first match of the tour was set to be played on the 27th of September in Karachi.